Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all are safe and sound. Today we are going to study lesson number 10, Our Past, which is on page number 71. Before starting this lesson, we should know what we are going to learn by the end of this lesson. So students, you will be able to describe the main features of the Indus Valley civilization, and you would be able to identify ancient empires and their impact on the subcontinent. On the other hand, you would be able to construct a timeline of the great events that took place during the rule of the great empires. Let's discuss the keywords of this lesson. First, I'll read the keywords and then I'll further explain them. Keywords: civilization, archaeologist, astronomy, sculpture, ruins, drainage system, and invaders. Civilization. Civilization tells us about society, culture, and way of life of a particular area. Archaeologist. Now students, who is an archaeologist? Archaeologist is a person who studies human history, especially the culture of the historic people. He studies the history through their writings, structures, art, and crafts. Astronomy. Okay students, do you know what is the study of stars and planets is called? Yes, it is known as astronomy. So, the study of stars and planets is known as astronomy. Sculpture. So, student, what do you see in this picture? Yes, it is a statue. So, this is a sculpture. Sculpture is an art of carving, cutting a wood, stone, or metal into statues. Ruins. The part of an old building or an old city that is left after it has been destroyed. Drainage system. A system made of gutters to remove waste from an area. So, the next one is invaders. Invaders is a group of people that attacks a country, region, or any place. Indus Valley Civilization. In about 2600 before Common Era, there was an advanced civilization around the plains of River Indus. It is called as Indus Valley Civilization. It was long time ago, and do you know students what they used to do? They used to make pots. They used pots and other vessels and made things out of metals such as copper, and they also made cotton cloth. They used wheels as well. Harappa. Harappa is in Punjab, which is the most famous archaeological site, as it contains the ruins of great Indus Valley civilization. So here you can see the image of Harappa. These are the remains of Harappa. Mohenjo-Daro. So students, do you know where Mohenjo-Daro is located? It is located in Sindh. As I told you before, Mohenjo-Daro means Mound of the Dead, as it is one of the most famous archaeological sites. It also contains the ruins of great Indus Valley civilization. Today, in Mohenjo-Daro, we can still see the remains of houses, temples, baths, granary, and streets with the proper drainage system. So, class, what is granary? Granary is the storehouse of grains. Archaeologists have also found the pieces of pottery, ornaments, jewelry, and clay figures. The fragments of cotton cloth made here have also been found in the ancient historical sites of present day Iraq, as the people of Indus Valley civilization used to trade with neighboring region. The Aryans. The Aryans was the large tribe who came into the subcontinent from the northwest around 1500 before Common Era. They use horses and chariots to travel fast. Sanskrit is a language that was introduced by the Aryans. They first settled in the Indus Valley and then spread to the parts of the subcontinent. They were known as the strong, active, and lively race. Over the next few centuries, many kingdoms were formed. As great battles were fought, cities were built, destroyed, and then rebuilt by the invaders. Meanwhile, some, like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, were forgotten, and no one is quite sure that what happened to the people who lived in the cities of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. The great empires, Persians. The Persians came in the 5th century before Common Era. Do you know that they created a huge empire including the land which is now known as Pakistan? Their capital in this region was Taxila. Persians introduced new ideas and learned new ways from Aryans. So Persians were defeated by the Greeks as the Greeks crossed into the subcontinent through the Khyber Pass. The Greeks influenced the art and sculpture in Gandhara and Taxila. Mauryans. Mauryans were the one of the most greatest empire. The most famous ruler of Mauryans was Ashoka, who extended the Mauryans empire through wars. But when 1500 people were killed in the Battle of Kalinga, he got shocked and was devastated by the destruction. In result of that, he gave up the violence and became a Buddhist. So students, do you know who is a Buddhist? A Buddhist is a person who believes that nothing is fixed or permanent and change is always possible. Ashoka, on the other hand, also introduced many new rules for the people to give them a secure and comfortable life. Kushans, Guptas, Parthians and Huns. Kushans came from the Central Asia. Their famous ruler was Kanishka. Then came the Guptas, who had a large empire and strong rulers like Chandragupta. The Parthians and the Huns came into the subcontinent from the northwest. Huns. And who were the Huns? Huns were the savage Central Asian tribe. Now, we will discuss some of the impacts of ancient empires on the subcontinent. Rulers came and went with new ideas and new cultures, which were slowly adopted by the local people. First, we will discuss the advancement in learning that took place because of the different empires that ruled over the subcontinent. In 4th and 5th centuries, many great advances were made in mathematics, astronomy, art, and other subjects. So, students, do you remember the meaning of astronomy? Yes, good. It is the study of stars and planets. The second big achievement was a big university in Texela, the ruins of which can be seen even today. It was also one of the centers of Buddhism. Learning advanced under the Mauryas and Guptas. Harsha, the ruler of the Nanda dynasty, set up the Nalanda University in present-day India. It was famous for its mathematician Aryabhata, who used the concept of zero. Religions. Four main religions were introduced through the ancient empires in the subcontinent. Most of the early people in this land were Hindus. Afterwards, new religions came into being. Buddhism spread fastly to many parts of the subcontinent and beyond. Jainism spread within India. Islam spread in the subcontinent with the arrival of Muhammad bin Qasim in the 8th century. Students, as we have gone through the lesson, so now we are going to discuss the questions. Question number 1. In what ways have we learned about the early civilizations in the subcontinent? So let's recall together that in what ways we have learned about the early civilization in the subcontinent. Yes, through the excavations, we have learned about the life of those people. On the other hand, we have learned about them through their pottery, ornaments, jewelry, and other stones and pots which were made up of very good metal and copper. On the other hand, some seals and weight were also found. Then, through their writing, historians try their best to find about their way of life. Now, let's move to question number 2. What does Mohenjo-Daro means? Where is it located? As we have discussed earlier, students, Mohenjo-Daro means very good, the mound of the dead. And where is it located? Excellent, it is located near Larkana, Sindh. Question number 3. How do we know that the Indus Valley civilization was advanced for its time? So how do you know, students, that Indus Valley civilization was advanced of its time? Yes, through the use of wheels in Indus Valley civilization, we can say that they were advanced of its time. On the other hand, Through their streets with proper drainage system, we can again say that they were advanced of its time. On the other hand, the use of copper to make utensils and the pieces of cloth, that is cotton cloth, also made us realize that Indus Valley civilization was advanced of its time. Later, the cotton cloth was also found in Mesopotamia, which shows that they also used to trade with people at the distance from their civilization. Question number 4. Who were the Aryans? How did they affect the subcontinent? Okay, students, so who were the Aryans and how did they affect the subcontinent? Yes, excellent. The Aryans were a large Central Asian tribe. They settled in the subcontinent in 1500 before Common Era. And on the other hand, they brought a very good new language, Sanskrit, and new religion, that is Hinduism, in the subcontinent. Question number 5. Describe how learning progressed in ancient India. Give some examples. So let's recall together, students, that how and in what ways learning progressed in ancient India. Taxila had one of the largest Buddhist universities where Buddhist scholars came to study. On the other hand, the Mauryans and the Guptas also encouraged learning. Nalanda University was set up by Harsha, who was the ruler of Nanda dynasty, and on the other hand, the famous mathematician Aryabhata from this university used the concept of zero. Very good. Thank you for watching this video.